Welcome to the Wslm Sports Zone. You're listening to Eastern Musketeers basketball on Wslm 1220 AM with your hosts and voices of the Eastern Musketeers, Mikie and Wes Jury. Buckle in for exciting high school basketball action here on WSLM. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Welcome to Eastern Musketeers basketball on WSLM 1220 AM. The pregame show on WSLM is brought to you by these sponsors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lady Musketeer basketball. This is Mike Batt. Alongside me tonight, the voice of the Musketeers, Wes Jury. As we're here, as the Lady Musketeers will host 4A school, Floyd Central Highlanders. Musketeers come in with a 4-1 record, ranked 8th in 2A. Only game this week against Floyd Central, coming in with a 2-3 record. It's going to be a difficult night for the Musketeers. You know, Wes, we've seen it, we've heard about it all week. The sickness is really starting to affect the girls. You know, JV game was just to get through, I think, as there's a lot of sickness, girls coming out off the floor sick. And there's a lot on the varsity team, you know, just really taking a toll on them.
Yeah, we got asked after that JV game, did we get a trash can count? And I did not, but I think we were 4 of 6 of the players down there, you know. Just try to get through it here tonight. Just, stay strong. You got to try to play through it and come out of here and compete. You know, I believe it's a winnable game for us. But, obviously, you're not going to throw out the sickness card, as an excuse. But
nor do I think Coach will either.
No, absolutely not. He still expects them to compete here, and we'll see what happens. But, obviously we're going to be outside by just looking at their team. They're definitely a lot bigger than we are. I'm not sure about – we saw them last year. They got a few athletes on their team. So, it ought to be a competitive game here. We'll see what happens. I think a lot of it depends on how we shoot the basketball.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, Floyd Central, a common foe that we both have played so far is Austin, and both of us coming away with a victory. Austin beating them earlier in the week when we played them over at Austin, and then, we ended up getting a last-second shot by Madeline to win it here. So, I think it'll be a very competitive game. They're favored on John Harrell by 2, 45-43. And if I'm Coach Jury, I'm kind of leaning towards slowing this game down just a little bit. You're already down 2 varsity players, with Kylie being out sick, not being here tonight. Bracy not even able to dress for the varsity game after the JV game. So you're down to 8 girls. And probably out of the 8, at least 5 of them are not feeling very well at all. So, I think it may be a slow-down game. They'll take a page out of Salem's book from last Friday night. But, the big thing for me is how do we respond after a disappointing loss last Friday night? Do we have that hunger back in us to come out and compete, or are we going to have a hangover from last Friday night?
Well, I know I had, the hunger after that game last Friday night. But me and you don't put the shoes on and go down there and have to play either, So it just depends on what's between the ears of these girls and how they respond, and it's going to be interesting. But with that being said, what's your not keys to the game, but what's your approach to this game? Who's going to have to step up and do some things tonight for the Musketeers to come out with a victory?
Well, I think it starts with Ava tonight. I think you've got to get something out of her. I didn't think she offensively played very well last Friday night. I thought defensively she rebounded and everything exceptionally well. But we got to have her score the basketball. And another player I think you got to have a big night out of is Gracie Lewis. She shot the ball exceptionally well in the first 5 games. I just don't think she looks for her shot enough. We need her to start looking for her offense a lot more because she is a good shooter. I bet she's shooting probably 40 to 50% from the three-point line right now. She can't be hesitant. She can't feel like she's being selfish by shooting more opportunities because she is a player that if we get 10 to 12 points out of, that just makes us that much better. And then I think the other thing you got to look at is, I think our bench is going to be key. Can Emma Dean come in and give us some minutes tonight? Elizabeth and Anna, like I said, you're playing without two other ones with, Elizabeth and Anna are normally in your rotation, but they may have to play extended minutes, and, can they do that? Are they ready for that role? And I think that's the big thing. But I think rebounding is going to be a key for us tonight as well. I think we got to control the boards, and if we get out rebounded, we're going to be in for a long night.
Well, a couple of the players I think we've got kind of a spotlight on with Central Highlanders is, one is Nora Gibson, number 34, a sophomore. Her dad played on that state finals team back in '89 with Pat Graham, and she's got some size, and I know she's pretty active. And another one is a freshman. It's Elise Coleman girl. I know she's pretty solid and got some nice size as a freshman. So those are a couple players that I know that Coach Drury's probably going to be focused on as she scouted this team a couple of times, I know already.
Yeah, and real quick before we go to a break for the national anthem, once again want to give a shout-out to Coach Weatherford and the boys on opening the season with the win over Borden last night, 45-38. Come from behind, late win. Had to do it on the defensive end and, turn them over and get some stops. I really like what I saw last night, Wes.
Absolutely. I need to, good effort by the whole team, even the bench and stuff. They all contributed to this. We'll step away while we get our national anthem. You'll hear a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on Wslm out of Salem, Indiana.
Hoop season is back on WSLM. Whether you're listening to local high school girls and boys basketball, IU or Purdue men's basketball, or the Indiana Pacers, you'll need to get dialed in to the WSLM Sports Zone to follow all the action this season. And what better way to enjoy the game on WSLM than to pair it with great food from Papa John's? Go to your Papa John's app to order for pickup or delivery. Call 812-883-3369 or stop in at their location at the corner of Main and Hackberry Street. Either way, stop in for a hot, fresh pizza, breadsticks, wings, or desserts, and a cold drink today. And keep your radio tuned to WSLM for hoops action all season long. And to hear more great specials from your Papa John's in Salem.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mikie D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
All right, welcome back here to Eastern High School as we're set to get the starting lineups. Wes will bring them to you.
All right, first for the Lady Highlanders of Floyd Central. They'll go with a sophomore, number 4, Ava Howes. A freshman, number 12, Elise Coleman. A sophomore, number 21, Samara Miller. Another sophomore, number 34, Nora Gibson. And a senior, number 51, Callie Tezakowski. For the Musketeers, they're going to go with 5 seniors. A 5'9" senior, number 12, Ava Souter. A 5'5" senior, number 22, Gracie Lewis. 5'8" senior, number 24, Madeline Llewellyn. 5'10" senior, number 40, Kaya McKinley. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Musketeers, a 5'9" senior, number 42, Kaylee McKinley. The Musketeers are coached by Ms. Taylor Drury, and the Highlanders are coached by Mr. Randy John Spagna.
we're finishing the lineups here as Holly Drury's doing the announcing. I think it's key that we get off to a good start here. We can't fall behind early, and I still think the key to me and what I would have been preaching this week is boards. We're going to have to control the boards. We can't allow them to out-rebound us.
They definitely got the size advantage almost at least 3 out of the 4 spots, or 3 out of the 5 spots, Mikey. So, like you said, boxing out's going to be key.
And they're starting freshmen, sophomores, and 1 senior. I mean, they're young.
That's a jump to tip it off and controlled by the Highlanders. Here's Coleman. 10-footer, no good. Gibson with a rebound and drops it in. 2-0. Highlanders on top. Musketeers with their first possession of the ball game. Cross court, turnover. Picked off by Coleman. Coleman. Left side now to Howe. Howe out of the corner. Coleman for a 3. No good. And rebounded out of there by Ava Souter. Here comes the Musketeers. Ava at the top of the key. She'll slide it right. Hand it off to Gracie Lewis. Lewis now steps back. Now goes left side to Madeline Welland. High post to Kaylee McKinley. McKinley now back to Ava. Ava out the top of the key. Baseline now to Madeline. On the left side. Back out top to Gracie Lewis. Lewis. Drives it down the middle. Now looking for help. Gives it back off to Ava Souter. Souter calls the play out. Now gets the screen from Kaya McKinley. Goes the middle of the lane. Slices through. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded out there by Coleman of Floyd Central. Coleman at the top of the key. She'll drive down the middle of the lane. Up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Kaya McKinley. Still 2-0. Here's Gracie Lewis. Lewis. 15-footer. No good. Rebounded by Coleman. 6:40 to go here in the first. 2-0. Floyd Central on top. Coleman controls it out top for the Highlanders. She'll go right side to number 21, Miller. Miller now, ball's turned over. We're going to have a jump ball. Nope. We're going to have a turnover on the Highlanders as Kaylee McKinley comes out there with it, gives it off to Ava. Ava, right side now to Gracie Lewis. Back across to Kaylee. Now Madeline. Madeline thought about a 3. Now she'll dribble to the top of the key and give it off to Kaya McKinley. Right side now to Gracie Lewis. Lewis now drives baseline. Ball stolen away by Coleman. Still loose. And we're going to have out of bounds on the Highlanders, back to the Musketeers with 6:03 to go here in the first. Still 2-0.
Well, as bad as we played this first 2 minutes, and still only 2-0, we got to be pretty happy.
Ava to trigger it in for the Musketeers. Souter out top now to Kaya. Kaya goes right side now to Gracie Lewis. Lewis now slides to the top of the key, now down the left side. Kicks it left now to Madeline Llewellyn. She'll get a screen from Kaylee. Nothing there. Throws it over the top to Kaylee McKinley. Back to Kaya. Kaya will drive it down the middle of the lane. Loses the handle. Picks her dribble up. She's going to get called for a double dribble. Here's Howe. Triggered in. She'll get it into number 21, Miller. Miller walking across the timeline. Picked up by Madeline Llewellyn. She'll slide it left. On the wing, backs it back out, looking, out top now to Howe. Howe's right side to Coleman. Coleman dribbles it back out top, gives it off to Gibson. Gibson now. Left side now to Coleman. Coleman loses the handle a little bit. Now Howe, here's a long 3. No good, rebounded by Madeline Llewellyn. Now Ava's going to push, up ahead now to Gracie Lewis. Lewis back to Ava. Ava dribbles it back out top, slides it right now to Madeline Llewellyn. She'll get a screen by Kaylee McKinley. Top of the key, now goes left side to Gracie. Gracie looking to penetrate. Going to get an offensive foul, I believe, on Kaya McKinley. 4:55 to go here in the first. Musketeers' first foul, Kaya McKinley's first. Still 2-0. 3 minutes into the ball game. Here's Miller. Left side to Coleman. Coleman looking to attack. Dumps it off. Selikowski. Now left side now to Coleman. Looking inside. Nothing there. Back out top to Gibson. Gibson Timeout, Floyd Central. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, Mikey.
Well, got to be pretty happy so far. That's how you play.
Yeah, I mean, have we taken one shot?
We've taken about 2 or 3 shots, but defensively, I think we've been as good as I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell the girls are battling through this and working hard. You know, we got to get through 29 and a half more minutes, see what happens. But I still think the lower we keep the score, the better off we are. Yeah, better opportunities we have.
Just start the second half of the Indiana-Arkansas Little Rock game. Indiana on top, 39-32. It'll be Floyd Central basketball with 4:35 to go here in the first. Gibson gets it into Miller. Miller at the top of the key now. Right side now to Howes. Now Coleman out top. Coleman left side now to Miller. Miller dribbles it back out top again, looking to penetrate. Here's Gibson for 3. No good. Shoving the back there by Howes. That'll be her first, team's first, as Anna Trueblood's going to check in and replace Kaylin McKinley. Trueblood with her first minutes of the night. Gets it in now to Madeline. Back to Anna, now Madeline. Madeline up ahead to Ava. Ava loses a handle. Ball's turned over. Off to Coleman. Now off to Miller. Miller looking. Going to penetrate down the middle. Spins up with the left hand. No good. Tipped out of bounds, and it's going to go over to Eastern. Strong with the basketball, Mikey. Be strong with the basketball. Anna gets it in now to Madeline. Back to Anna Trueblood. Up ahead now to Kaya McKinley. McKinley. And from the left side, up. Going to be out of bounds. Stay with the Musketeers. Ava to trigger it in underneath her own basket here. Over the top now to Kaya. Back to Anna. Now down low to Madeline. Madeline goes to work. Back to Kaya McKinley. She'll up, under, off the glass and got it. High ball game, 2-all with 3:44 to go here in the first, Mikey. It's kind of been a scoring struggle on both ends. McKinley with a free throw here to give the Musketeers a lead. Kaya eyes the free throw. It's on the way and good. 3-2. 3:44 to go here in the first. Here's Floyd Central. Up ahead now to House. House looks inside, dumps it inside to Selikowski. Back to House. A little runner off the glass. No good, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2, and that's going to be Kaya McKinley's second. House will step at the line to shoot 2 here. Got a lane violation on Floyd Central. You know, that's the second time we've seen that this year, Mikey, with this. Got referees are coming together here, and we'll see what they got here. Let's see what they're asking Coach over here. They're talking to Coach here now. I don't know.
I don't think they're going to call a violation because she didn't shoot it. I guess it's like a mulligan.
Okay. Well, 2 shots now for House. First one's up and no good.
Ball never lies.
Kaylee McKinley checks in. Is going to replace Kaya McKinley. And I'd say she's probably going to get a pretty good rest here, Mikey. Depends on how the rest of this first half goes. 3 from Floyd Central set to check in. Fonda, second one by House is good. Tie ball game. Fonda checks in. Is going to replace Coleman. So 3-3. 3:36 to go here in the first. Ball comes in to Gracie Lewis. Lewis back to Anna Trueblood. Trueblood up the sideline. Ball's tipped out of bounds by number 33.
Got to look at the diagonal right there.
Sarsnecki.
Let you can pronounce it.
Ava now, out top. 3.5. Left side to Madeline. High post to Anna. Dumps it down to Kaylee. Up, no good, and it's going to be, I believe they're saying they blocked it, Mikey. So it's going to stay with the Musketeers. 3:20 to go. Pretty good play there. We just caught her behind the basket right there. Well, Ava triggered in. She gets it into Kaylee McKinley. Kaylee spins. Looking. Anna Trueblood for a 15-footer, and she rolls it in. I'm pretty pleased, Mikey, the way she's come in and responded these last 2 games here. You know.
Yeah, early on, I think she was trying to press a little too much, and now she's kind of got into the flow of things. That's too easy.
Yeah, that's not really good defense down there. So 5-5 with 2:55 to go here in the first quarter. Kaylee McKinley across the timeline. Still looking. Trap. Going to get a timeout. 30-second timeout by Coach Drury. 2:48 to go here in the first quarter. Tie ball game 5-5.
Well, just like last time out, I praised our defense, and now our defense is kind of slacked off. You know, and something I may, if I'm down there, I may be putting in Coach's ear is get through this first quarter without Kaya. Maybe go zone and get her back in the game and see if you can protect her a little bit, because we are so much better offensively with her on the floor.
See what Coach draws up here. It's
been a long first quarter.
It has been a long first quarter. Get you a score update from the Indiana ball game here. It's the Musketeer basketball coming out of the timeout. It's Lewis, Trueblood, Kaylee McKinley, Ava Souter, and Madeline Llewellyn on the floor for the Musketeers. Ava to trigger it in. Go get it in to Kaylee McKinley. Back to Ava. Ava kicks it over to Madeline. Madeline shot fake. Nothing there. Back out top to Gracie Lewis. Lewis back to Ava. Ava now looking. Left side now to Madeline. Now high post to Anna. Anna up with a shot. Gets blocked away. Ball's fought for. Stolen away by Ava Souter. 15-footer. No good. Rebounded by Nora Gibson. Gibson gets it off now to Fonda. Up ahead to Coleman. Coleman shoves off. Nothing there. Rebounded out of there by Kaylee McKinley. Pretty good offensive possessions down here, Mikey. We just can't convert on them.
Right.
You know, I like what we're doing. We're getting good shots. We're not forcing anything, and the kids are trying to do some good things, I believe. Right side now to Gracie. High post to Kaylee McKinley. Back out to Madeline Llewellyn for 3. Got it!
Good offense right there.
Yes, it was very good. I mean, they've had some great offensive possessions here. Here's Nora Gibson. Back out to Fonda. Fonda drives the middle. Nothing there on the right side. Still looking. Gives it off to Gibson. Gibson now being guarded by Kaylee McKinley. Out top now to Coleman. Left side now to Miller. Inside to Selowski. Off the glass. No good. Nora Gibson with an offensive rebound. She'll get it out to Miller. Now picked off by Ava Souter. Souter on the move. She goes in from the left side. Spin move up. She gets fouled. Going to go to the line to shoot 2. Mikey, I kind of like our intensity a little bit here right now, you know.
Well, I talked about, you know, how would we respond coming off of a loss. I think we've responded pretty well.
I mean, 1:23 to go here in the first quarter. 9-5, Musketeers on top with a chance to add to the lead, where Ava Souter has one more free throw coming to her. She eyes the second one. It's on the way and also good. 10-5 now. Need a stop down here, Mikey. House with it. Dribbles it across the timeline. Up top to Nora Gibson. Gibson now gets a screen. Cuts the back door. Ball's loose. Gracie Lewis comes up with it. I believe we're going to have a jump ball, and it'll be Eastern basketball. 51 from Floyd Central. Zelikowski checks in, replaces Nora Gibson. Here's Anna. Trueblood gets it into Madeline Llewellyn. Back to Anna. Now Llewellyn. Up ahead to Ava. Now Gracie. Ball's ticked off. Good look there. Like to see her drive it in a little bit there, Mikey. Kind of pull the defense to her a little bit. Over the top now. And ball's turned over by Floyd Central on a helter-skelter play. Here's Ava Souter.
I think you got to take one right here, Wes. I mean,
I agree with you. They're sitting back here. Looks like in a 2-3 zone, Mikey. Here high post to Anna. Anna, ball's picked up. Here's Madeline Llewellyn. She's going to let 3 more go. No good. Rebounded out of there by number 33. As Coleman has it up top. There's 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Still 10-5. Musketeers. Coleman now. Goes to Fonda. Cross court to Coleman. Down to 5. Coleman looks at the clock. Steps back. Lets 3 go. No good. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter with a score. The Musketeers on top of the Floyd Central Lady Highlanders. 10-5. We'll step away here. Word from our sponsors. We'll be back to you just in a moment. You're listening to Wslm out of Salem, Indiana.
Every 6 minutes, a utility line is damaged by reckless digging. So Indiana relies on 811 superheroes like Steve the plumber. I contact 811 before I do my work. Mary the gardener.
Before I plant a tree, I contact 811.
And Mike the landscaper. I dig for a living, but always contact 811. Prevent damages or injury. Call 811 or go online, indiana811.org.
Sponsored by the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, this station, and the Indiana Broadcasters Association.
Hoop season is back on WSLM. Whether you're listening to local high school girls and boys basketball, IU or Purdue men's basketball, or the Indiana Pacers, you'll need to get dialed in to the WSLM Sports Zone to follow all the action this season. And what better way to enjoy the game on WSLM than to pair it with great food from Papa John's. Go to your Papa John's app to order for pickup or delivery. Call 812-883-3369.
welcome back here to Eastern High School as we're set to start the second quarter of play. Musketeers with a 10-5 lead over the Floyd Central Highlanders.
Looks like Gaines has checked in number 44 for the Highlanders, Mikey, as it'll be their basketball to start this quarter. Here's Coleman. Zaleski out top, drives it right side, goes to Gaines. Gaines picks the dribble up, dumps it inside, turns, 10-footer, and drops it in. Nice move there by Selikowski. 7-10. Musketeers on top by 3. Emma Dean set to check in at the next dead ball. Ava Souter now. Right side to Madeline. Back out top to Ava. Left side now to Gracie Lewis. Ball splits away, picked up by Ava. Ava down the middle. Dumps it over to Anna Trueblood for a 15-footer. She knocks it down. 2 for 2 for Anna Trueblood with 7:15 to go here in the first half. 12-7 now. Here's Coleman. Coleman wides it left. Looks. Gets it off. Zaleski off the glass. Got it again. 12-9 now. Left side to Gracie. Out top to Ava Souter. Right side now to Madeline. Madeline holds on to it. Gets the screen by Kaylee. Drives down the middle of the lane. Goes up to the left hand. No good. Rebounded out of there by Selikowski. Gets it off to Zielinski. Out top now to Coleman. Coleman now. To Fonda. Fonda drives it in. Spins back to the middle. Goes up the right hand. No good. Rebounded by Ava Souter. Ava gets it across. Right side to Gracie. Gracie Lewis back out top to Ava. Now left side to Madeline. Madeline goes to high post to Kaylee McKinley. McKinley thought about it. Going to drive it in. Goes up for the shot. Blocked away by number 51. Selikowski, and will stay with the Musketeers. Emma Dean checks in and replaces Kaylee McKinley. Wholesale substitutions now for the Highlanders as House, Miller check back in. Nora Gibson's back in the game. We got House, Selikowski, Gibson, Gaines, and Miller in for the Highlanders. Over the top now to Emma Dean. Dean now gets it off to Madeline. Madeline with it out top. Goes right side now to Ava. Ava now. Got to get your hands off of her. And we're going to have a moving screen on Emma Dean.
That foul was because of Ava
Yeah.
not being patient. And she knew it once she did it too, that she went too early.
6 minutes to go here in the first half. Highlander basketball with a chance to tie this thing up with a three-pointer. Miller, high post to Gibson. Gibson drives it down the middle of the lane. Now over to Miller. Miller for three. No good. Rebounded by Madeline Llewellyn. She'll get it off to Ava Souter. Souter now. Off to Madeline. Madeline shot fake. Nothing there. Gives it back now to Ava. Ava Souter with it. Slides it left. Off to Emma. Now Gracie Lewis. Gracie drives down the middle of the court. Gonna get called for a travel. Not sure about the shove in the back, but I mean 5:21 to go here in the first half. Still 12-9. Low scoring affair, Mikey. Miller, left side of the House. House gets the screen. Top of the key. Now back to Miller. Now down low. Spins. Out to Gaines. Gaines drives it in from the right side. Now goes back to Gibson. Gibson being guarded by Anna Trueblood. Hands it off now to House. House in with the left hand off the glass and got it. 12-11. 4:52 to go here in the first half. Cross court now to Anna Trueblood. Now back to Ava. Left side to Madeline. Madeline out top to Emma Dean. Dean with it. Goes back to Madeline. Gets the screen. Madeline dribbles it back out top. Gives it off to Ava. Ava drives down the middle. Spin. Pulls up for a 15-footer. Gets hammered. No call. Gives it back to Dean. The shot's blocked away by Gibson. Picked up by... Going to get a foul called on the Highlanders. That foul was on, I'm not sure who it was on, Mikey.
On Gibson.
On Gibson. Here's Dean. Ball's almost stolen. Almost turned over again. Here's Madeline Llewellyn. Llewellyn on the right wing. We'll dribble it back out top. Give it, Still looking for help. Gets it off to Dean. Dean with it. Now gets it back to Ava. Ava drives down the middle of the lane, cuts through, off the glass, no good. Good move there. Up ahead now to Miller. Highlanders with a chance to take the lead. Kaylee McKinley set the check back in. Here's Coleman. She'll let three go. Got it. 14-12 now. Highlanders with, I believe, their first lead of the game, Mikey.
That's 2-0.
2-0. 3:33 to go here in the first half. Ball's picked up. Now they're just out hustling us right now. Here's Coleman on the breakaway off the glass. No good, and Ava Souter with a rebound.
Fortunate.
Yep. Souter now. Three on the way. No good. Rebounded out there by Gibson. Down to 3 minutes. Gibson. Off to Coleman for another long three. No good. Rebounded by Emma Dean, but flipped out of bounds by Selikowski, and will be Musketeer basketball. It's Kai McKinley set to check back in and replace Emma Dean. Floyd Central going to show some pressure here. Selikowski will check out. Zielinski will check back in. Zarnecki will check in. All comes into Kaya. Trueblood. Back to Kaya McKinley. Down to 2:51 here in the first half. Now Anna Trueblood. Trueblood with it now on the left side. Slides it left to Madeline. Madeline brings it back out top. Spins back down the middle. Looking. Up and under. Goes back to Ava. Ava spins, pulls up for a 15-footer, no good again. Ball's controlled by Ty McKinley.
That was Anna Trueblood getting a deflection there.
Yep.
Just kept that alive for Ty to get.
Ball's turned over, flipped out of bounds by Gracie Lewis, and goes over to the Highlanders with 2:20 to go here in the first half. 14-12 Highlanders. So it's Elizabeth Trueblood set to check in for the Musketeers and will replace Gracie Lewis. Here's Floyd Central now. Miller across the timeline. To Nora Gibson. Gibson back down the middle of the court. Over to Selecki. Back to Coleman. Coleman in from the right side. Off the glass. No good.
Throw over the back ball there.
Big time. Here's Ava. To Kaya. Kaya, baseline. Up. Off the glass and got it. Tie ball game, 14-all with 1:50 to go here in the first half. Here's Miller. Zanecki, now Gibson. Cross court now to Miller again. She'll drive baseline. Up off the glass and be fouled by Elizabeth Trueblood and go to the line to shoot two. Elizabeth's got to slide her feet. Try to at least cut that baseline off down there. Miller at the line to shoot two for the Highlanders. Try to give them the lead again to break this tie ball game up. The first one is no good. Kaylee McKinley checks in, replaces Anna Trueblood, and Gracie Trueblood checks in and replaces Madeline Llewellyn. So Miller with one more here with 1:37 to go in the first half. 14-14 your score. Eyes the second one. It's on the way, and it's no good. Kaylee McKinley with a rebound. She'll get it off to Ava Souter. Souter.
Got to be patient here.
Cross court now to Gracie. Gracie in the middle of the lane with a runner. She's going to be fouled and goes to the line to shoot two. Good recognition there she did have a gap right there. I'd like to see her pull up there for about that 8-footer, 1:27 to go here in the first half. Gracie Lewis at the line to shoot two for the Musketeers. Gracie eyes the first one. It's on the way and good. Makes it 15-14. Musketeers on top. Zelikowski checks in and replaces Nora Gibson. As Fonda is going to check in and replace Linsky, and Emma Dean checks in and replaces Kaya McKinley.
Probably a good decision there by Coach to get Kaya out.
Lewis with one more here. Try to push this out to a 2-point lead for the Musketeers. She eyes the second one. It's on the way and no good. Rebounded by Kaylee McKinley. Back now to Ava out top. I think we show a little patience right here, Mikey. I don't know.
I agree.
Haley out top to Gracie. Gracie now. Yeah, Elizabeth Trueblood. Trueblood out top now. Get the ball stripped away by Coleman. On the breakaway, right side, off glass, and got it. 16-15 now. Floyd Central back on top with a minute to go here in the first half. Here's Ava. Ava back to Gracie. Gracie Lewis for three. No good. Emma Dean with the offensive rebound. We're going to have a traveling call on Dean. .47 seconds to go here in the first half. Be Floyd Central basketball. Miller dribbles it across the timeline. Left side now to Coleman. Coleman. Ball flipped away. Coleman. Now Fonda. Ball stolen away by Ava Souter. Souter dumps it down to Kaylee McKinley. Off the glass and got it. 17-16 now. Musketeers retake the lead with 19 seconds to go here in the first half. Coach John Fonda is yelling for one shot here with Miller controlling it out top. Down to 12. Miller to Gaines. Gaines with it. Down low to Coleman. Coleman. Fall away jumper. Up. No good. Ball spot 4 out of bounds, and it'll be Musketeer basketball with 0.8 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball comes into Gracie Lewis, and that'll be the end of the first half, with the Musketeers go in the locker room with a 1-point lead over the Lady Highlanders, 17-16. We'll step away, hear a word from our sponsors. Be back with you in just a moment to give you first half stats and comments from Mikie, but you're listening to Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig, and talking about a very busy time for the IHSAA. So, Paul, your fall sports are, quite frankly, with the exception of gymnastics, everybody will be in action. Got region semi-states in football, girls basketball week number 3, boys basketball practicing. Just go on down the list. Everybody's involved right now, and it's a special, special time to be a high school athlete, parent, and fan in our state.
It is, Coach, and we're making that transition from the outdoor sport of the fall to the indoor sport of the winter, and a little snow this week and cold weather, so it's telling us that it's time to step indoors and where we have a little heat going on and enjoy some indoor sports from the winter. And yeah, everybody's rolling, but we're going to stay outside for one more week, and we're going to celebrate some semi-state championships this weekend in football.
Well, there are clearly some tremendous matchups, and you're down to a point where everybody realizes when you come to Lucas Oil Stadium, if you don't win, you're disappointed clearly, but you had a great run to play for a championship to end your season. But we are going to be at Lucas Oil before we know it, and just this weekend's a perfect example. We talk about the Champions Radio and Television Network, or the Champions Network, when we do the pairing shows. But this weekend's a perfect example of why it's the unique type of network in the country. We're the only state that does this kind of network. And people who aren't able to get out because of weather and whatever factors, you can watch all of these games and listen to all of these games this weekend in the semi-state round of the football tournament.
Absolutely, Coach. We've tried to develop a product here that's IHSA TV that promotes high school athletes, athletics, just like we do. And all 12 of our semi-state games this weekend will be available for view, whether it be on your television with one of the apps or on your computer. The IHSA TV will carry all 12 semi-state games, and certainly we want people to go out and attend, and they will. There'll be a phenomenal crowd this weekend. But, people who can't travel as much, or it's not as easy, or for me, it's just like the football junkies out there. You can get on there and you can watch multiple games and go back to them. But if your high school is out of it, but you're really interested in a game that's in the northern part of the state, log on to IHSA TV and watch that game on Friday night. I think it's a pretty good product out there. And again, it's just one more avenue to promote student athletes participating for their high school.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig, and Paul, this time of year too, as you're busy getting these other sports involved in the winter season, it is imperative for everybody to understand exactly what's involved as we get ready. Basketball, we move indoors so we can hear, we're a little closer to the action, and we want to make sure we understand the concept of sportsmanship as we go indoors.
Absolutely, and sportsmanship is so important. But, we've made the effort here. Sportsmanship is, we all know what it is. When we step outside of that, it's a conscious decision to do so. And we are all about the classroom. And the standards that go on that are expected in the classroom on a daily basis need to be part of the game, need to be part of every game. That's the way coaches are expected to act on the sidelines, such as a teacher, and student athletes need to have the same decorum that they have when they're learning in their math class. But that doesn't mean passion has to be left, because we have a lot of folks out there that teach with passion every day, and students learn with passion. And we want that to continue. But there's just a standard out there that we have to maintain as a society of civilized people. We've got to be able to show some respect, even if we don't agree. Respect is still the most important thing. And Coach, I've said it many times, we're going to celebrate the positive, the sportsmanship, but every once in a while somebody's just going to have to go home, and hopefully we get it straight and then come back later. But we've got to get it right for these kids because they're learning from all of us.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high school in your community.
This is Jalen Moore at John Jones. Turkey season is here. Now you have the opportunity to not only stuff your belly, but stuff your pockets. Right now at John Jones, we are looking to buy your car. We're always looking to pick up some new inventory, especially as we come upon the busiest time of the year. And for you men out there, and maybe even some women, I know that you may be participating in No Shade November, but not us here at John Jones, because we are constantly shaving down our prices to give you the biggest savings possible. Check out our inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546. And again, I'm Jalen Moore at John Jones Salem. And remember, you see so many because they paid so little.
Manufacturing engineer. Actively participate in the development of new products, product improvements, and assist in the resolution of technical manufacturing problems for a major producer of sintered metal components. Employer GKN Sinter Metals LLC. Location Salem, Indiana. Domestic travel required. To apply, mail resume, no calls or emails, to S. Shaw at 1670 Opdyke Court, Auburn Hills, Michigan 48326.
Do you dread the alarm clock? Do you feel like you haven't slept when you hit the snooze? Do others complain about your snoring? Treating adults, children, and teens, Dr. Emily Servant with Schneck Sleep Medicine is specially trained to help you get the most restful sleep possible. Snoring, restless legs, sleep apnea, night terrors, insomnia, all common signs of a sleep disorder. If you think you have a sleep problem, talk to your physician about a referral to Schneck Sleep Medicine. Schneck Sleep Medicine, schneckmed.org.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mikie D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
All right, welcome back here to Eastern High School as we're coming to the conclusion of a halftime as the Musketeers hold a 1-point lead, 17-16 over the Lady Highlanders. You know, a lot of different things really to talk about here in this first half, Wes. In my opinion, I mean, I think bench play, you got to be pretty happy if you're Coach Jury. I mean, Anna come in, I thought maybe the best half of basketball she's played all year.
I agree, Mikey, with you 100%. Played under control, knocked down 2 baskets for her. I think she's 2 for 2 from the field, and she's deflection. You talked about the deflection that kept the ball on our end of the floor. Did a nice job. Just has done a nice job.
You know, and looking at some of these stats, one thing I said we had to do was control the boards, and we're out rebounding them 16-10 right now. Only give up 2 offensive rebounds. So, you know, got to be happy so far with the first 16 minutes of how you've rebounded, blocked out, and done a real good job there. You know, the thing that sticks out to me is not that she's played bad, but I even haven't got a field goal to go down here.
Yeah.
You know, and we've got to get her going here in the second half, I feel like, to give us an opportunity to win the ball game. And then the other thing, we've got to take care of the basketball. 12 turnovers in the first half.
And Mikey, back to Ava, I'm good with the shots she's taken. You know, for the most part, these first 5 games, I felt that she's been too unselfish and not try to create shots that she can create her own shot a lot of times, and not that she forced anything that first half. The shots just went falling. So she can get some shots to start dropping in this second half. We're going to be okay. And we got a 1-point lead with Ty McKinley basically probably playing about 1/4 of the first half.
Yeah, you know, Emma did a great job off the bench as well. You know, and something you may look at doing here to start here the second half, knowing Ava kind of struggled with her shot, is go to her early here in this third quarter, see if you can get something going to the rim, and just see the ball go through the net. May be enough to get her going a little bit there. You know, as a shooter, you just need to see it go through. And but it'll be Musketeer ball here to start the third quarter. It'll be back with the starters for the Musketeers: Gracie Lewis, Ava Souter, Kaya McKinley, Kaylee McKinley, and Madeline Llewellyn. And it looks like the Highlanders will go with their starters as well. 16 minutes, these girls have got to suck it up.
16 more minutes and they can be off for a while. Go home and sleep for 3 or 4 days. Here's Kaylee McKinley trying to get it in. She'll get it into Gracie Lewis. Now back to Kaylee. Now Ava Souter. Souter with it, being guarded by House, goes right side now to Gracie Lewis. Lewis now back to the top of the key, drives down the middle, spins, loses the handle, turnover, picked up by Miller, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it'll be back over to the Highlanders.
Well, a couple of times she's done that. She's got to understand that big as this team is, you can't get so deep.
Highlander basketball here, just started the second half, 17-16, Musketeers on top. Here's Miller, cross court now to Nora Gibson. Gibson with it. At the top of the key, she'll try to drive down the middle, slides it left, now spin, back to Coleman now. Now Gibson. Gibson, cross court now to Coleman. Coleman, back out top to Gibson. Gibson, over the top to Coleman. Coleman, thought about a shot, nothing there, picked up by Madeline Llewellyn. She'll get it off to Kaylee McKinley. Now McKinley gives it back to Ava Souter. Get the screen over to Madeline. Madeline thought about a 3, not there. Back out top now to Kaya McKinley. Now Gracie Lewis. Lewis now back to Kaylee. Kaylee right side now to Madeline Llewellyn. Not real crisp on the cuts right now, Mikey.
Well, they're taking Ava away.
Turned over.
And really stepped
No,
up.
it's going to stay with the Musketeers. Stay with the Musketeers, as it must have been deflected by the Highlanders.
And we had 2 officials both see the same thing. Both said it was our ball, so I'll take their word for once.
Cross court now, out of bounds to Gracie Lewis. Out top now to Kaylee McKinley. Back to Madeline. Madeline now to Kaya McKinley. Over the top. Ball's picked off. Turned over. Now here's Miller of the Highlanders. Down to 6:27 in the third quarter. Nora Gibson with it. Gibson to Coleman. Down low to Filikowski. Up with it. Put it in. 18-17 now. Highlanders on top. Here's Kaylee. Back to Ava. Ava drives it in. Out to Madeline. Madeline lets 3 go. No good. Up ahead now to Miller. Miller in from the left side. Loses the handle. Ball fought for. Coleman for another 3. Bank. No good. Kaya McKinley with the rebound. Nora Gibson comes out there hobbling. I think she's going to be okay. Looks like she's just going to run it off. And Fonda's going to check in and probably replace her.
Going to get Coleman. I don't think Coach liked her shot selection on that last possession.
All right. Musketeer basketball here. 2:45 to go here in the third quarter. Ava now looking to penetrate. Spins back out to Kaya McKinley. McKinley to Gracie Lewis. Gracie now in from the right side. Back now to Kaya. Kaya drives in the middle of the lane. Goes up with it. Off the glass and got it. 19-18. Up ahead now to Fonda. Fonda. Timeout, Floyd Central. I know what he's going to address right now. They missed 51 down here, wide open, and he's calling for it, and they didn't hit her with it. So Floyd Central with a 30-second timeout, Mikey. We'll keep it here.
Well, you know, good credit to Floyd Central. They came out here in the start of the second half here in the third quarter and really turned up the defensive pressure, and we've struggled with it. So if you want them to back off, you've got to go right at them. You've got to hit them right in the square, make them play defense. I don't feel like they can stay in front of us without fouling if you go right at them. And plus, it's an opportunity to get some back doors.
Oh, yeah.
Spread the floor out, you can get some opportunities to get back doors. Down here, you know, I think they're going to pound it inside. They're going to try to wear us out inside, especially attack Kaya and try to pick up her third here in this third quarter early.
So we'll be Highlander basketball here with 5:13 to go in the third. Musketeers holding on to a 1-point lead, 19-18. Gibson into Fonda. Fonda looks inside. Still looking inside. Throws it over the top. Ball stolen away. That's what happens when you totally focus on it, Mikey, and we've seen it time and time again. Talked about it in your ball game the other night. You get a little tunnel vision on that stuff, and ball gets it off to Kai on the baseline on the left side. I'd like to see her drive it in on her.
Yeah, I mean, I think you clear it out and you almost let Ava and Kaya play. And that's a foul right there, no call.
Ball's turned over, up ahead to House, out of bounds, and it's going to be back to the Musketeers. And here's Coleman set to check back in. She'll replace Fonda. 4:39 to go in the third. Still 1-point lead.
Well, she's saying, Coach, you called a timeout to tell us to throw it in there a while ago, and I do. I mean, what do you want out of me?
Here's Ava. Ava to Kaya. Kaya over the top to Kaylee. Now to Madeline. Madeline lets three go. No good. Rebounded by Ava, and it's out of bounds off of her, and it'll go to the Highlanders. Couple good looks there by Madeline. That one there, down and out about 3 times.
Coach is doing a good job. They're switching that ball screen, so when we're taking the post down there with the mismatch, but we got to either knock down the kick out or we got to go ahead and finish underneath, and we're going to have an offensive foul.
Looks like that's on 51.
Good job there by Kaylee defensively. You know, this is the second half starting like the first half did.
Yeah, not much scoring going on. 19-18, Musketeers on top. Here's Ava. Ava slides it right, back to Kaya McKinley out top of the key. Kaya now drives it in, goes up, off the glass, and got it. 21-18, 3:51 to go in the third. Here's Miller, out top to Gibson. Gibson now looking to attack Kaya. Spins, back to the middle. Hook, up, no good. Going to have an over the back on Nora Gibson.
I got it right here. It's a big possession to kind of stretch this out a little bit.
This is a big possession right here.
I think you got to go to Kai again.
Here's Ava. Ava lost the handle. Still got it. Now she gives it off to Madeline. Madeline now still looking on that right wing. She'll dribble it back out to the top. Back door to Kai McKinley. McKinley up with it.
Can't believe there wasn't a foul call there.
And he kind of had her sandwich there, didn't she?
Yeah.
As 33 checks in and replaces Gibson, be Musketeer basketball underneath their own basket. Ava Souter set to trigger it in. Out top now to Gracie Lewis. Now to Ava. Ava now. Spin. Back to her left side. Up. No good. Rebound fought for and come out of there by number 51, Selikowski. Off to now Miller. Miller now Coleman. Left side now to Zielinski. Now Miller. Miller drives it to the middle of the lane. Step back. 15-footer. No good. Ball spot for. Off the glass and got it by number 51. 21-20, 2:48 to go here in the third quarter. Madeline, out top to Ava. Back to Madeline, short corner now to Kaya McKinley. Shot fake, up off the glass, no good. Rebounded out of there by Coleman of Floyd Central. Up ahead to Miller. Miller, inside the 51, up off the glass, got it. (22-21), 2:14 to go here in the third quarter. Ava now. To Gracie Lewis. Back to Ava. Down low to Kaylee McKinley. McKinley. Out to Madeline. Out top to Kaya. Now here's Ava. Ava for three. Got it! 24-22. Musketeers regain the lead here. We're under 2 minutes in the third.
She needed that to go
Oh,
down.
man. Here's Coleman. Coleman with it. Loses a handle. Be out of bounds off the Musketeers and will stay with the Highlanders as Gaines checks in, replaces House, and Emma Dean checks in and is going to replace Kaylee McKinley. 24-22, 1:40 to go here in the third. Coleman looking over the top, throws it out of bounds. It'll be Musketeer basketball here now, holding on to a 2-point lead. Hoosiers with a 72-57 lead over Little Rock with 7:41 to go in the ball game. Here's Ava, step through. Out now to Madeline. Madeline Welling for three. Got it! 27-22 now. Inside. Off. Number 51, Ava made a great play there, and then we'll go over to the Musketeers. Now, you want to talk about a big possession, Mikey. Here's one coming right here. We got a timeout by Floyd Central.
Be a full timeout. That's all he's got left.
All right, we're going to step away here, word from our sponsor. Be back to you in just a moment.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
All right, welcome back here to Eastern High Schools. We got 1:19 to go in the third period. Musketeers with a 27-22 lead. A little bit of a 6-0 run by the Musketeers after going down 22-21. Good response by them. It'll be Musketeer ball. They're going to see a little full court pressure here.
A little 2-2-1 action. Kaya McKinley gets it into Madeline. Madeline, dribble it up. Goes back to Kaya. Almost travels with it and gets it into Emma Dean. And she's going to travel with the basketball. I don't know if you can go with this lineup, Mike, if they're going to pressure.
I think Coach is just trying to get through into the quarter here.
Down to a minute to go here in the third quarter, 27-22. Musketeers up by 5 on the Highlanders. Out top to Gaines. Gaines, left side to Coleman. Coleman, back to back out. Now to go to Lecky, and it's going to be a turnover on Gaines. Back over to the Musketeers as Kaylee McKinley's checking in for Emma Dean. Kaylee triggered in. It comes into Madeline. Madeline. Back now to Kaylee. Kaylee dribbles it up. Now to Madeline. Up ahead now to Gracie Lewis. She'll get it across the timeline now. Gives it back out to Ava Souter. Souter with it now. We're down to 37. Madeline, cross court now to Gracie Lewis. Down to 30. Just hold on to it. Here's Madeline. Short corner to Kaylee. Kaylee back out to Ava. We're down to 20. To Kaylee McKinley. Back to Ava now. Ava gets the ball up a little bit too early, I think, Mikey, don't you think? Here's Kaya McKinley. Back now to Gracie. Out top to Ava. We're down to 4. Here's a long 3 by Ava. Rebounded by Madeline. Up! No good! And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter with the Musketeers on top of the Lady Highlanders, 27-22. We'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to you bringing fourth quarter action here from Eastern. You're listening to Lady Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
NPPF Campbellsburg is looking for team members who want to grow and learn a skill and make a career close to home. Full and part-time positions available with a comprehensive benefits package, 401k match, free short and long-term disability along with free health and dental for single coverage and paid lunches. NPP pays half of gym membership along with getting 11 paid holidays.
Welcome back here to Eastern High Schools. We're set for the final quarter of play. Musketeers with a 27-22 lead.
Well, Musketeers will have the basketball here to start this fourth and final quarter. And I think this is probably a very important possession for us, Mikey, here to get something going here early on.
We're going to turn it over.
Kicked it out of bounds, and to go over to the Highlanders. Nora gets him back in the game for the Highlanders. She'll get it into House. House walking across the timeline. Slides it right. Still looking. Out top to Gaines now. Gaines with it now. Gracie Lewis falls down, goes up for the shot. Gaines does and misses it, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Gaines with a chance to cut this down to a 3-point lead. 7:39 to go in the contest. Gaines eyes the first one. It's on the way and good. 84-61 from Bloomington with 3:50 to go in the contest. The Hoosiers are up 23 on Arkansas Little Rock. Gaines eyes the second one. It's on the way and also good. So 27-24 with 7:39 to go here in the contest. Comes into Gracie Lewis. Now back to Kaylee McKinley. Back to Gracie. Up ahead now. Ball's picked off. Stolen away by the Highlanders. Stolen back by the Musketeers. Up ahead now to Kaylee. Kaylee McKinley now.
Ava's got to go get the basketball. You got to be the point guard and go get it.
Now Ava's got it out the top of the key. Down to 7-12. Right side to Gracie. Now Ava. High post to Kaylee McKinley. Down low to Kaya McKinley. She'll go up with it. No good. Rebounded by Nora Gibson. Backdoor to House. Off glass. Got it. 27-26 now. Musketeers lead down to 1. Madeline Llewellyn. Back to Kaylee. Up ahead now. Ball tipped out of bounds and will stay with the Musketeers. And our passes are just lackadaisical, Mikey. Just lob passes.
Strong pass.
No. Musketeer ball. Ava gets it in to Kaya McKinley. Back to Ava. Ava now. Then back to her left. Back to Madeline. Madeline will dribble it back out to the top. Gives it off to Ava Souter. Down to 6.5 minutes to go here in the contest. Musketeers still up 1 point. Madeline, high post now to Kaylee McKinley. Back now to Gracie Lewis. Here's Ava. Back to Madeline. Now to Kaylee McKinley. She'll pull up for a 15-footer and knock it down. 29-26. 6 minutes to go in the contest. Need a stop down on this end, Mikey. House. Double dribble. No call there. Gets it off to Nora Gibson. Gets it back to House. House. Slides it left. Back out top to Coleman. Ball's tipped away by Ava. Now Coleman. That's got to be a moving screen there. Got to be a moving screen right there. And they're going to get a chance at a three-point play on that. 29-28, 5:44 to go in the contest. Anna Trueblood set to check in, and she'll replace Kai McKinley. Miller will check in for the Highlanders and replace House. Zarnecki here to try to complete the three-point play, and she does to tie this ball game back up at 29 apiece. 5:40 to go here in the contest. Cross court. Ball's picked up by Kaylee. Kaylee going to be fouled by Nora Gibson, and he's going to call it on the floor.
I believe that's her fourth. No,
they give it to Gaines. Oh, well, I guess they're going to let her shoot. I thought he was pointed out of bounds here. So Kaylee McKinley at the line to shoot two with 5:37 to go in the contest. He eyes the first one. It's no good. I have one more coming to her as Kai McKinley checks back in and replaces Anna Trueblood. 84-61 now. Hoosiers on top of Little Rock. 13 to go. Here's Kaylee's second one. It's also no good. Rebounded out of there by Nora Gibson. Down to 5.5 minutes. Gibson. Ball stolen away by Ava Souter. Souter now on the move. Left side now to Madeline Llewellyn. Back to Ava. Now Gracie. Short corner to Kaylee McKinley. Out to Madeline. Madeline lets three go. No good. Rebounded by Nora Gibson. Off to Coleman. Up ahead now to Gaines. Gaines going to drive to the basket. Going to be fouled by Gracie Lewis. 5:07 to go here in the contest. Gibson to trigger it in, gets it into Gaines, ball's tipped away, Gaines regains control of it. Now inside to Gibson, Gibson spins, back to Gaines, now to Coleman. Coleman, shot fake, step through, off the glass, got it. 31-29, Highlanders with a 2-point lead now. 4:50 to go here in the contest. Off to Kaylee McKinley. She'll get it across the timeline. Now go back to Ava. Ava. Out top with it. Got to get somebody in the middle. How about that? Wide open. Wide open in the middle. Dumps it down to Kaylee. Kaylee up. She'll be fouled by Nora Gibson. And I believe that will be her fourth foul, Mikey. It's sent Kai McKinley to the line to shoot two with 4:28 to go here in the contest. Kai with two shots here. He eyes the first. It's on the way and good. Zelikowski checks in and replaces Nora Gibson. Ty with one more coming to her. Try to tie this thing back up. He eyes the second one. It's on the way and good. 31 apiece now. As House checks in and replaces Gaines for the Floyd Central Lady Highlanders. Miller walks it across. Right side now to House. Out top now to Coleman. Now left side to Miller. Gets the screen from Coleman. Dumps it down to Coleman. She goes up off the glass and got it. 33-32. 4:09 to go. Ball's flipped away, turned over. Up ahead now to Miller. Miller up off the glass and got it. That's stretches it out to a 4-point lead, 35-31. We're under 4 minutes to go, 3:58 to go in the contest. Miller's free throw is up and good. That stretches it out to a 5-point lead for the Highlanders, 36-31. Ball comes into Ava. Ava now, across the timeline. Turnover, over and back. It'll be over to the Highlanders. We got to get some sort of ball screen going on up here, Mikey.
Well, we're standing. We're watching too much.
Well, Highlanders basketball, and I'd say they're probably going to be in no hurry right here unless they get layups and free throws from here on out. Here's Coleman on the right side to Howe. Miller on the left side. Dumps it down to Coleman. Up off the glass. No good. Fortunate on that miss. Wide open there. Ava Sider with a rebound. Left side now to Madeline, and we're going to have a timeout by Coach Drury. I believe it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to you in just a moment. Listen to WSLM on Salem, Indiana.
AEG, in association with Turner Classic Movies, presents John Mellencamp. Live and in person, 2023. April 17th and 18th at Kentucky Performing Arts, Whitney Hall. Tickets on sale now at mellencamp.com.
MPPS Campbellsburg is looking for team members who want to grow and learn a skill and make a career close to home. Full and part-time positions available with a comprehensive benefits package, 401k match, free short and long-term disability along with free health and dental for single coverage and paid lunches. MPP pays half of gym membership along with getting 11 paid holidays.
All right, welcome back here to Eastern High School as the Musketeers find themselves in a 5-point hole with 3:32 to go in the ball game. It'll be Musketeer basketball coming out of the timeout. We'll see what Coach drawed up here, and do we change anything defensively coming out of the timeout?
Ball comes into Kyle McKinley, now back to Ava. Wood Central still in this 2-3 zone. Madeline, back to Ava. Now Anna. Anna, left side to Madeline. Looks inside to Kyle McKinley. McKinley with it knocked away, stolen, picked up by Miller. Out top to Coleman. Coleman in from the left side. Up with it. She's going to get called for an offensive foul. Here's Anna Trueblood, steps in and takes that one. Get down to crunch time now, Mikey. Can't have too many empty possessions down here on this offensive end here.
No, that's a great job by Anna right there, standing her ground and taking charge.
Absolutely. 3:06. Kaya dumps it down, turnover again. We're under 3 minutes to go, still a 5-point lead by Floyd Central. Now it's across the timeline. Gets it off to Coleman. Coleman, stutter step, up off the glass, got it. (38-31) now. Inside to Kaya McKinley. McKinley drives baseline, goes up with it. No good, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. Coleman's going to be a nice player, Mikey.
Yeah, but we're giving it to her strong hand. We're making it too easy for her.
Kaya, 2 free throws coming to her. First one is up and good. One more free throw coming from Kaya here to try to cut this back to a 5-point lead. Second one is up and good. That makes it 38-33 with 2.5 minutes to go. Here's Miller. Miller with it. Miller down the middle of the lane. Pulls up. Lays it off the glass. Timeout, Coach Drury. 30-second timeout, Mikey. We'll keep it here.
Well, we just let them get to the basket way too much this fourth quarter, you know, and as good as our defense was early, it's just as bad the second half, you know, allowing them to drive. Now, down here, I finally thought Kaya attacked on that last possession. We got to have more of that. Now, Coach was yelling out, changing the defense right there. So you know we're going to be going to some type of trap probably. But, you know, these girls...
Well, we got lost as we're trying.
Right. You know, we got 2:16 left. We got to battle through this. You know, it's a 3-possession game. You got to attack right here. Try to get a quick one and get into whatever you're going to get into.
And we're going to have to start fouling here, Mike. We only have 14 fouls.
Yeah. I mean, you can be very aggressive. The way these officials have been, you might get away with it.
Yeah. Oh, here's Kaylee to trigger it in for the Musketeers. She throws it over the top. Kaya McKinley on a breakaway. Going to challenge now. Spins back to her left. Going to be fouled. Oh, she's going to get called for a travel. Wow. That's not a travel, dude. That's not a travel. Floyd Central basketball down to 2:10. Ball comes in. Up ahead now.
Travel there.
That's a travel. Here's Coleman again. Ball's fought for her. Ava Souter up with it. She's across the timeline. Looking to attack. Spins. Back out to Anna Trueblood. She's got to take that shot, Mikey. I'm sorry. Down to 153. Here's Madeline. Ball stripped away. Stolen by Miller. Miller on a breakaway. Up with the left hand. Got it. 40-33 now. 42-33. 9-point lead with 1:39 to go in the contest. Going to have a blocking foul on Coleman. That'll be their 7th foul, so that will put us at the line shooting free throws, and that's exactly what we want. It should be a 1-and-1. Musketeers down by 9 with 1:32 to go here in the contest. As Fonda and Gibson set to check back in. Ava will have have a 1-on-1 coming to her here. Try to cut this back down to 7. And we're going to have to show some kind of pressure in a hurry, Mike. Ava's first free throw is up and good.
Well, I don't think we can wait too long to foul right now.
No.
Still 2 to give.
Ava's second one. He eyes it. It's on the way and also good. Well, 42-35 now. Here's Coleman. Up ahead to Miller. Now to House. She'll get it across the timeline. Off to Coleman. She's going to let 3 go, and she buries it. Big shot right there, Mikey, to put Highlanders back up by 10. 1:15 to go. Ava. Ball stolen away, fought for, and it comes off to Kaylee McKinley. It's still fought for again. We're going to have a hell ball here, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it is going to go over to, I believe, the Floyd Central Highlanders. 106, Musketeers trailing by 10. Ball comes into Miller. Off to Gibson. Cross court now to House. Now Miller. The House. Now here's Coleman again with a 15-footer. No good. Ball spot for. Kyle McKinley comes out there with it. Down to 52 seconds. Left side now to Anna Trueblood. We're going to have a foul on Fonda, and that'll send Trueblood to the line to shoot a 1-on-1 with 41.3 seconds left. Musketeers still trailing by 10 points, 45-35.
Well, turnovers has been the part of this just destroyed us here in the second half. We had 12 the first half and probably have more the second half.
Yeah. Trueblood, eyes the free throw. It's good. Elizabeth Trueblood set to check in, and I believe she's going to check in for her sister. Sarnecki places Fonda. Anna eyes the second one. It's up and also good. Elizabeth will check in and replace Anna Trueblood. 8-point game, 41.3 to go, 45-37. Highlanders on top of the Lady Musketeers. Ball's deflected, come out of there by Gracie Lewis. And we got to have some sort of call there. I don't care if it's a travel, Mikey, a foul, or what it is, but we got a timeout by Floyd Central with 27.9 seconds to go. Musketeers trailing by 8.
Well, we've seen it all year, and I'm not blaming the officials, but there's been a lot of missed calls. I mean, the travels have been unreal this year. You know, the inconsistency of, and it's been both ways.
Yeah.
Not calling a foul down here and then call a tic-tac down here and then vice versa. I mean, but that play right there is something that has to be called one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's got to call. It's either a foul or it's a travel.
You know, it's almost, if you've seen it in the JV, it's almost like, let's just hurry up and get this over with. You got turkey in the oven, here ready to go. Let's hurry up and get it over with. But, you know, the one official we had at the boys' game last night, and he didn't call hardly anything. And tonight he's kind of been the guy calling everything, and I haven't been really impressed with him. You know, and Floyd Central's give us opportunities as Coleman hasn't pulled the ball out. I mean, she's still firing.
So here we go with 27.9 seconds to go. Musketeers trailing by 8, and it will be Floyd Central basketball as Nora Gibson set to trigger it in for. He'll get it into Miller. Miller now going to be fouled by Gracie Lewis. That'll just be the 15th foul on the Musketeers. That'll be Gracie Lewis's second foul. Gets that triggered in again. Get it into Miller. I have a foul on Elizabeth Trueblood. That's the last one, so there'll be free throws from here on out. 23.5 to go in the contest. Ball comes into Miller. He'll be fouled by Gracie Lewis, and that'll send her to the line with 21.6 seconds to go to shoot a one-point. Madeline Llewellyn checking back in for the Musketeers, and she will replace Kaylee McKinley. So Miller at the line to shoot the one-on-one for the Highlanders. He eyes the first one. Lets it go, and it's good. Miller with one more to try to stretch this out to a 10-point lead. He lets it fly, and it is no good. Rebounded by Kai McKinley. Off to Ava Souter. Souter with it now. Goes to the basket, splits through, up off the glass, no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. 12.2 seconds to go in the ball game. Souter, free throw is up and no good. Souter with one more, 12.2 seconds to go. Musketeers are going to fall to 4-2 on the year. Here she misses the second one. Offensive rebound by Madeline Llewellyn. She puts it up, no good. Rebounded out of there by Coleman, and that's probably going to do it right there. No more need to foul. And we're going to foul anyways, down 9 with 3.8 seconds to go. Well, that's going to send Miller back to the line with another 1-and-1. 8th second foul. He eyes the free throw. It's on the way and drops it in. So with another chance here to push us out to a double-digit lead. It is a double-digit lead, 47-37. The second one is up and no good. Rebounded by Kai McKinley. Off the Gray Ava Souter. She'll let one go from half court. No good. And that's the end of the ball game as the Floyd Central Lady Highlanders come into Eastern tonight and come away with the win over our Lady Musketeers, 47-37. We'll step away here, word from our sponsor. We'll be back with you in just a second here to give you final stats and thoughts from Mikie. You're listening to Lady Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Will you soon be a new nurse graduate? Are you looking for an organization where you can make an impact? Do you want to feel welcomed as a new nurse and respected as a professional? You belong at Schneck. Schneck has earned Magnet designation for nursing excellence 4 consecutive times, putting us among an elite group of less than 1% of U.S. hospitals. And we've been repeatedly ranked as the #1 most nurse-friendly hospital in the nation. You belong at Schneck. Schneck is a regional leader in nursing compensation, and we're now offering a $10,000 signing bonus. We also offer tuition reimbursement to advance your career and a clinical ladder program with generous incentives. To apply or to learn more about all the nursing opportunities at Schneck, visit schneckmed.org. Be part of an exceptional team. You belong at Schneck.
Hi everybody, Bob Lovell here. Be sure to tune in on WSLM 1220 AM and 97.9 FM for your weekly dose of Indiana sports talk from 9:30 to midnight.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Gobble, 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 gobble. This is Zaylin Moore at John Jones. Turkey season is here. Now you have the opportunity to not only stuff your belly, but stuff your pockets. Right now at John Jones, we are looking to buy your car. We're always looking to pick up some new inventory, especially as we come upon the busiest time of the year. And for you men out there, and maybe even some women, I know that you may be participating in No Shave November, but not us here at John Jones, because we are constantly shaving down our prices to give you the biggest savings possible. Check out our inventory online at johnjonesautogroup.com or give us a call at 877-473-5546. And again, I'm Jalen Hoare at John Jones Salem. And remember, you see so many because they save so little.
Keep playing. Keep working. Keep going. And keep moving with the exceptional orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With an experienced team and a full line of advanced services and procedures, it's no wonder most people choose Baptist to help them keep on keeping on. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to find a Baptist Health provider.
Welcome back here to Eastern High School as the Lady Musketeers fall to the Floyd Central Lady Highlanders 47-37 in a hard-fought ball game where the Musketeers kind of controlled the first 3 quarters and then kind of fell apart the 4th quarter, being outscored 25-10. You know, there's just a few things to me stick out into this, and is turnovers. I mean, we had 23 turnovers, 12 the first half, 11 the second half. they scored 15 points on those turnovers to our 6 off their turnovers, and to me that's the difference in the ball game.
And Mikey, what I'm going to say is just, and I thought we did it for the most part in the first half, and I thought about this all day, is you got to compete, you got to challenge yourself, and I don't think we did that in the fourth quarter.
No, and I know, the excuse is going to be sickness or whatever, but as an athlete, you got to find it. You got to compete. I thought we responded from Friday night very well the first 3 quarters, and then, once they came back and took the lead initially, it was like, what do we do? What do we do? And you can't have that when you have a senior-loaded varsity team against a sophomore and freshman varsity team, and they were the more polar team. They took care of things. They were aggressive in the fourth quarter. You got to give them credit. I mean, they went at us in the fourth quarter. And, we didn't take much to fire back.
And that's going to be, they're going to have a nice team there. When you talk about the underclassmen, the Coleman girls, she's solid. She's a solid freshman. We saw some dandy freshmen this year so far, and she's right up there at the top with the team. And but hats off to Floyd Central coming here and get a win tonight. It's back to the drawing board. We'll be off for a week now. Come back next Thursday night, travel down to Providence. That's going to be another competitive game, another physical game, and they're going to try to do the same thing that these last 2 ball teams have done, try to slow us down and take Ava away from us.
Yeah, and that's a sectional opponent. You've got to, set the tone. And what you're going to see is zone, a 1-3-1, half-court zone. I mean, Coach Burton's going to ugly it up, to try to compete. And, he's seen these girls for 3 or 4 years, so he knows what he's got to take away from us, and he will. So, it's disappointing to come out of here with a loss. You got to find some positives, as Coach I'm sure will. You got to get healthy, get back to the drawing board, get through the holidays, enjoy them, and go back to work Friday, Saturday, and get ready for next week.
Mikey, I don't know. Probably not going to get Coach out here on the radio tonight, but if you want to run through the stats, and we'll get this thing off here and then send it back to the station and get going on the holiday here.
Yeah, and for the Musketeers, they were led in scoring by Kaya's 11 points, Ava Satter with 7 points, and then I had 3 girls with 6 points each, Madeline Llewellyn, Kaylee Kinley, and Anna Trueblood, who I thought played her best basketball game all year, and then Gracie Lewis with 1 free throw. Musketeers was 11 of 36 from the field, 3 of 11 from 3-point line, and 12 of 17 from free throw line. Out-rebounded the Highlanders 26-20, hitting 23 turnovers to their 16. Once again, the final score 47-37. Lady Musketeers fall to 4-2. So a very good Highlanders team. And like Wes said, we'll get back to work and hopefully go down to Parksville, play Providence Thursday night, have a little better outcome.
Mikey, I don't have nothing else. Wish you and everybody else a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Hopefully they get a lot to eat, a lot of turkey, and enjoy your time with the family. And we'll be back at it next Tuesday night here at home as our boys team welcome Mid-Southern Conference opponent Scottsburg will be in the town, and then next Thursday we'll be down at Providence, and then Friday the next night over at West Washington for the boys game over there as our boys will travel over and take on county rival West Washington Senators. But nothing else from Mikey. We're going to send it back to the station, and you've been listening to Lady Musketeer basketball as the Lady Musketeers fall to the Lady Highlanders tonight at Floyd Central, 47-37. And for Mikey and Wes, say God bless, good night.